things that they did. And what else worked really well? Oh yeah, the Galactic Dance-Off, which is basically Dance Central, but instead with Star Wars characters. Like, you got Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader dancing to Deadmau5 songs, and what else do you have? You got Boba Fett dancing to a Star Wars parody of YMCA called Empire Today. It's great to be in the Empire today. You know, those are the only parts that... Sorry, those are the only parts that the critics actually had fun with. They mostly had fun with the dancing, but I guess they also had fun with the pod racing. But the Rancor Rampage in that game, it wasn't really something that would work per se. I mean, the only reason why it does work is because it's designed for you, like I said, to flail your arms around like a crazed lunatic, which is basically what you do half the time in the storyline of the Kinect Star Wars game. That's all you ever did. Just flail your arms around to make sure that you got the shot right with your lightsaber battles. And I guess because that game did so terrible, because they didn't fine-tune the controls at all, they didn't, I'm serious, they did really, really bad with that. And another thing that I didn't like, I mean, come on, it's a Star Wars game where you use force powers. Like, I mean, come on, you got force push, force lift. I actually would have liked it if they could have made... They could have made this a DLC, like a dark side storyline where you can play as a Sith apprentice. Like, where you can use dark side powers like force choke, force lightning. You know, so many cool dark side powers, but they didn't. And because of how terrible it did, they shut down. Basically, that's all I'm trying to say. Wow, that took me forever to get all that out of my mouth. And, so yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Luke Skywalker, aka Mark Hamill, reprising his role as Luke Skywalker, I guess, in Episode 7. Return of the franchise. And, I think what a lot of people were really ticked off about when, Episodes 1, 2, and 3 came in was because, I mean, come on, they had to do the prequels, so, because people would be like... I actually was confused about how they titled it. I mean, come on, the first 3 movies that are like episodes 4, 5, and 6, you know, they're like, wait, this is episode 4? Well, where's episodes 1, 2, and 3? Well, guess what? They never existed at that time. They just started off with 4. And then after 4, 5, and 6 were finished, episodes 1, 2, and 3 came in development. Like a few, like 20 years or 10 years later after episode 6 came out. And a lot of fans were really ticked off about that, I guess. And trust me, I kind of find it confusing too when they did that. I just wish that they didn't have to cancel LucasArts or like shut them down, because they made so many good games. In fact, there were actually few games that I heard that was still in development before they got shut down, and then they canceled them. Let's see now, what were they supposed to make? They were supposed to make another Star Wars RPG game where you don't really play as a Jedi at all, you play as a bounty hunter. Which is really cool, because there are very rare games out there where you play as people that involve, like, hunting down people for money. I mean, I know there's Fallout 3, where you have the ability to have the contract killer perk, where if you kill an innocent person, you collect their ears, which I find kind of weird, and you get paid for them. But this is different. This is Star Wars, and you don't have a perk. You're an actual bounty hunter, like hired to capture or like, you know, assassinate someone for money. It was supposed to be called a Star Wars 1313. And what was the other game they were supposed to make? They were supposed to make Star Wars Battlefront 3, which would have been amazing. Yet they cancelled it after LucasArts got shut down. That's what really made me mad, because the Battlefront series is one of my favorite kinds of multiplayer Star Wars games, where, like, despite the fact that this is a game that's supposed to look like you play online, like Halo style, but I actually like that they actually put in bots so you can play offline. I wish they could do that with more games like this. Let's see now, what else was I supposed to mention in this? Oh yeah, yes, Grievous. One of my favorite villains in the Star Wars franchise. What was he? Oh yeah, despite the fact, from what I heard, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, from what I heard, that game didn't really do so good at all. Like, not a lot of people didn't like it because the endings for both of them were stupid. I mean, come on, the main character dies from a clone of the main character, because, spoiler alert for those of you who have not played Force Unleashed 1, in the good ending of the first game, your main character dies while trying to save his friends, but in the Force Unleashed 2, they cloned him. Like, the main character, who's the same character from Star Wars Force Unleashed 1, that's just a clone, for those of you who don't know. But in the bad ending, he was killed by another one of the clones that, like, I think it was number 50? I don't think they mentioned it. I'm just gonna call him Starkiller Clone 50. He was killed. No, the main character, the character you play as, was killed by Starkiller Clone 50. And after that, I'm serious, he actually dies. He's permanently dead, and the next few DLCs that were in that game, I guess you play as the evil clone of Starkiller. And, I mean, I'm serious, the ending to that, it was everyone dies. Like, Juno Eclipse dies, your main character dies, the old Jedi guy from the first game dies, Kota. Yeah, Kota. He dies, and the good ending, which a lot of people thought was bullcrap and that they should have never done it, where Starkiller actually manages to fight Vader and take him down, and they capture him, like he's actually under imprisonment. Like, I'm like, what? Like, that was stupid ending. But from what I heard, they were supposed to make a Force Unleashed 3, despite the fact of its terrible endings, but that would have been good. And, what else? Let's see now. Star Wars 1313, Star Wars. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. From what I heard, the other two games got cancelled, and Star Wars 1313 is still being in development because they already showed screenshots, some debut trailers of it. So who knows, hopefully we might get our Bounty Hunter RPG game. Yes! And yeah, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there who are really mad about this, but I'm actually gonna miss the LucasArts games. I mean, it's a good thing I'm playing one of their games right now, which is this game. To like, how should I say, mourn or something, like, rest in peace, LucasArts. You have entertained us throughout the years by making amazing games.